system or the respiratory system. When you say capacity, the word capacity is the amount of air a certain part of the body can accommodate. Okay? So, when you get capacity, it is ml. Well, when you get tawagan nilang volumes, it is ml of air. Or we're referring to the air. So, when you're referring to the volume, we're referring to a certain amount of air. But when we're talking about capacities, the amount of air that can be accommodated in the lungs. Okay? So first is, we will discuss tidal volume. Okay? So tidal volume is very vague. It just tells you that it's the amount of air that enters during one cycle. By the way, what is one cycle of the lungs? So when you say one cycle, it is one inhalation and one exhalation. Okay? Don't worry, later on, we will discuss the mechanism of one cycle. Meaning, what is the mechanism happening during inhalation and vice versa. Okay? Next is inspiratory volume. The amount of air forcefully inhaled in the lung. So once you already inhale and you inhale even further, the amount of additional air that enters your lungs is called your inspiratory volume. Next is expiratory volume, the amount of air that can be forcefully expelled from the lungs. When you say forcefully expelled, meaning once you inhale, then exhale, then exhale even further, that is considered your expiratory volume. By the way, students, how do you measure these volumes? How do you measure this? By a device called a spirometer. That is why for your next step, for laboratory, please bring alcohol and wipes. Because we will be using the spirometer next meeting. Okay na, listen mo sa mag-sige share. So, atong i-disinfect ang spirometer. Ha? So, magputang tao disinfectant. Okay? Para magamit niya na. Or volunteer lang. Okay. Yeah, you study more of this. Hindi ko mag-discuss because it is part of your laboratory exercise. Okay? So students, very important ang inspiratory volume. Isa naka-diving na doon. Diving. Dive ba? Ito naman pang swimming sa ilalim sa dagat. Diving. Scuba diving, sorry. Or isa swimmer na rin. Yan. Swimmer na ka, Ken? Isa pa lahat na rin. How about si Miss? Swimmer na ito sa rin babae. Baby, Scott. Singer? How about si Marian? Pula mo ka, Marian? Ha? Naka-training nyo ba, Gawin? Isa nakaspila ng swimming. On-site first, ginatudlo sa instructors ninyo. Bobbing, right? Bobbing, right? Gusto ba yung water ng bobbing? Diba? Kung inhale ka o paspas, then you forcefully inhale. Right? That is a good example of inspiratory volume. So, ano mag-inana mo talong before the malagoy? Like, ano mag-inana mo talong? We are increasing our inspiratory volume. Ano ba? Para maanay imong lungs na muutong. Right? Your body will be used to cutting off your air supply. Okay? Kaya nga naman, when you cut your air supply, yun sa may first thing buhaton sa itong lawas. Diba? Otong way. Otong. Everyone, inhale, exhale. Kasi mo ginawa, ha? 1 minute. Diba? Ka-feel mo na mo something na mo, ingon mo na ginawa. Diba? That is why in swimming, i-instruct mo na to do bobbing. Diba? Before mo langoy. So that, makontrol ninyo inyong body, you can trick your brain into not breathing for a few minutes while nakailang sa dagat. And tendency man, if you do that, nung ginhawa kang kalit, yan nakasulat ko din sa mga tabon mo, malumos ka. You will drown. Right? That is why the first thing they teach you in swimming is to bob. Ginhawa o paspas in order to increase your inspiratory volume. Okay? Kaya if ever dili ka control anak, the first thing you're going to happen is ikat sa imong breath for more than 1 minute. Kung ginhawa niya kayo sa dagat, at tendency anak, you might drown. Lumos yung ka, ha? Okay? And lastly is residual volume. What is residual volume, students? Residual volume, students, even though all the air or after maximal exhalation, there is still a remainder of air left in your lungs. Diba? Kaya naaman na yung mga parts ng lungs that air is trapped in. And those air still contains oxygen. That is why sa CPR na to, kung padong ka mo CPR, sa kayo nahon? Airway, breathing, or circulation? Kumana mo din mo CPR, naka-CPR training na matatandang diri, right? Wala po. Kumana po, uy. Oh, updated na. Yes, updated na sa po. Excuse me. Come on, sa man. Diba? Sa una, mag-CPR ta, kasi buhatan mo na, diba? Buhana man mo sa una, sa time. So, time ni Ikon, ako sa man. Okay? Karon is, dito na tao, pump. Ano man? It's because something called residual volume. Okay? Because you don't need to blow air right away because there is still air remaining in the lungs even if maximum na imuhang exhalation. Okay? So, ipump ka dito so that residual air volume will circulate around the body. Okay? Pagkatong na even sa dogs, mag-CPR na dog. So, dito mo circulation, dito mo pump, ayaw mo dito mo blow. So, ang una will be circulation, airway, and breathing diet. Okay? But if duha mo, one can check the breathing, one can check the start impressions na. Okay, kapuya yan. So, ano mo na? Okay, let's just hope that it doesn't come to that. Okay? By the way, mag-CPR ng dog, asa man? Dili sa dog? Kilid na. So, depende sa size sa dog, you can use your fingers, you could use your hand, nasa kabayo, you can use your feet. Mag-CPR sa kabayo. Sa baboy, kay, naman. Kita ko po sana, nag-CPR ang veterinarian ng kabayo. Dili ba? Mauling procedure. You can look it up. Huwag na sa nireklamo ang kabayo, so ikaw ba ko na buhi? No. Good question. No. Huwag pa ko na yung possibility mabuha. Students, that's not the point of CPR. The point of CPR is to keep the patient alive. Naroon na ito fracture, maayaw mo na. Lesson 1. Diba? Okay, kung ilang mo na naon, sige, kung mahuna-huna akong pabuha, kung mamatay ang pasyente, maayos na. Diba? At the end of the day, you need to have priorities. Don't worry, Dok, ma-fracture na. Of course, ma-fracture ka. Inyo mo yung gibuhat kay manipulate ninyo ang heart. Kaya ang ribcage was to protect that heart. Of course, mabalik na siya. Students, fractures, yes, internal bleeding, very rare. Oh, ano ba Mabolyo sila. Wati ko na mag-CPR ka sa iro, ma-fracture. That's the point of a CPR. I-bypass mo ang protection sa ribcage in order to keep your patient alive. Ma-fracture yun na. Yes, stress fracture naman sila. Okay? Lisod sa pag-CPR ka na pumunutin. Diba? Lisod sa, diba? Okay? One time na dyan, kausaran dyan masuway ang CPR sa baboy. Dako pa dyan kayo, 86 kilo, 130 kilogram more. Basta, yan na gina kong baboy, bahala ka niyang baboy kanya. Kababa ka na. Ay, galigan ka na na. 1.5 billion ang isa. Namatay na siya. Like, ano na ko? Di na dyan pa niya.
Nabuhay daw.
Ha? Patay.
Ulo, nabuhay.
Sinuwang ko na to kay iwas na magsama. Sakit na to. Ika na to Canada. Naginawan na ako. 42 days na nag-training sa mga. Kung sila sige lang dito siya sakit-sakit. Kanina hindi. Pag-transfer nila ito namatay.
Hindi, wala ka naman sa wala ka pagod.
Ha?
Wala ka pagod sa uban.
Basta sa?
Wala ka pagod ba?
Gusto dito ito sakit na. Pero nagaling mo ito. Yung respiratory. Kayo, the amount of antibiotics ang kiyatan niya, ditong takod. Kayo, cover na itong mga respiratory, viral yan. Gamay lang yung viral sa baboy. Okay? So next is, we'll be talking about inspiratory capacities. Okay? So, inspiratory capacity is the maximum volume of air that can be inhaled following a resting state. It is calculated by inspiratory reserve volume and tidal volume. Okay? So, capacities na taha, meaning how much air the lungs or the system can accommodate. Okay? Next is total lung capacity, the maximum volume of air or amount of air that can accommodate or sum all the total volume compartments or volume of air in the lungs after maximum inspiration. So dapat, when you're calculating for total lung capacity, dapat inhale, exhale. So, inhale na siya. And how much air is inside the lung during that time is your total lung capacity. Okay? So, in a normal adult, human, students, Dok, ano human man, Dok? Because they have yet to make studies about the ideal lung capacity of different animals. Kasi ganahan mo mag-study, ano? Okay? Good luck. Sa so, pag-measure, ano? Mag-inspirometer. The problema is, huwag man tayo masugo na animal na mag-inspirometer. So, good luck with that. Okay? Next. Total lung capacity may be increased in patients with obstructive defects such as emphysema or decreased in patients with restrictive abnormalities including chest wall abnormalities. Okay? Because it refers to the amount of air. Conditions such as emphysema, kabaw mo sa emphysema, students? Emphysema is when there is buildup of air in the, or there is trapped air inside the lung tissue. Meaning, di ba, kung mayroon ng edema, water is in the interstitial space. When you say emphysema, instead of air, instead of water, air is found in the interstitial spaces. Very common in the lungs. Dok, gano'n ang liver, di naman mag-emphysema? Why does emphysema always apply to the lungs? Why does emphysema apply to the lungs and not to the liver? Of course, kung may air ang liver, dok, so hindi ka mag-emphysema sa liver. Mag-emphysema dyan ka sa lungs. Okay? So those conditions students will actually affect your total lung capacity. Okay? Because, of course, kung may air mag-trap sa imong interstitial space, that would affect your, it will increase your total capacity. And if obstructed ang imuhang airway, of course, dili to gawas ang air, isa ka din ang imuhang tawagan ni total capacity. Okay? Also, son, by the way, what's kyphosis? Kyphoscoliosis. So, may scoliosis, that's an abnormal curvature of the spine. Namdaman ninyo ha? So, kung may kinig, Lord doses, at sa may buhatan sa mga Lord. Kay Lord man sila. So, Lord, techo-chested, meaning protruded ang ilahang chest. Kung ngayon mo buwan, Lord, kung ngayon mo kyphosis, kay? Saan? Buktot. Diba? Buktot. Bako ba? Bako. Ang buktot. Bako. Bitaw na siya. Bumitaw na ang pumurot yung likod kay na-curve. So, kyphosis is buktot. Mga yung scoliosis is hiwi. Okay? Of course, students, when mubako ka, ang imuhang chest area mo dako. Ay, mubako ba ka? So, affected sa imuhang total ng capacity. Okay? Mausa na, mga hubakon, isa yung bakon mo. Kubantay mo, hubakon, dagko kami pirino. Diba? Dagko kayo ang mga hubakon ng diri because it is a compensatory mechanism to increase in total ng capacity. Okay, obstructive disease nung yan mo na ang hubakon. Next is vital capacity is the total amount of air exhaled after maximal inhalation. The volume is about 480 ml and it varies according to age, body size, and is calculated by summing the tidal volume, expiratory reserve volume, and the expiratory reserve volume. Okay? Vital capacity indicates the ability to breathe deeply and cough. Okay? Pero, it's more on sa tao ha. Ano man? Tingnan, kailan ka cough. Diba? Dili. Right? So that is why, pinin ninyo, kasi ingon sa doktor, sige, tinawag lang may ubo. They're actually testing for your vital capacity. Okay, so just know the meaning, students. Di lang kayo natin yung mga pre-selected, ha? But you have to know each and every one of this. Okay? So vital capacity is the total amount of air exhaled after maximal inhalation. The value is about 480 ml in a healthy adult. So 4,800 ml. So 4 liters of air can enter your lungs in just one cycle. Okay? So yun na kadaghan ng air masun sa yung lungs. Okay? It varies according to age, body size, etc. BC indicates the ability to breathe deeply after cough, and sometimes because in obstructive disorders and always in restrictive disorders. So if ever ganun na yung mga things that alter your mechanism of breathing, so it will alter your vital capacity. Example daw, isa man, smoking. When you smoke, the ability of your lungs to inspire air or procure air will be diminished. Same as if you were to wear restrictive clothing, example, mga ladies, if mag-wear mo og bra na tight kayo, it will affect your breathing. It's self-explanatory, di ba? Hindi ko ka-relate, kaya mo kasulot og bra. Pero di ba, ladies, kung huot, di ba, lisod mo ginawa, right? Same sa if matabunan or magpitagan mo o something, in yung chest magpitagan, still, it will affect your vital capacity. Later on, you will realize the relationship between volume and breathing. Okay? So later, i-discuss na ng mga pressures involved in mag-breathe ng animal. Okay? Next is functional residual capacity. So it's the amount of air remaining in the lungs at the end of a normal exhalation. Like I said, once you exhale, it's not all the time that your lungs it will lose all the air. Meaning, nadyo na mabilin, and that is called your residual volume. Okay? So very important, if you are having problems, or if ever yan isimbako, mag-CPR ka, Residual air volume is the only volume of air that can be used during the initial stages of CPR. Meaning, anak ninyo, bisag wa pa mo ni blow sa animal, there is still oxygen in the lungs due to the residual air volume. Okay? So, respiration. Okay? Before we go to respiration, let us know what is respiration or ventilation. So today we'll be focusing on the how air moves from one area to another. Okay? So respiration or ventilation, the movement of air. So when you ventilate, you're actually moving air. That is why another name for electric fan is ventilador, meaning it allows the movement of air. Inspiration, when air enters the lungs, do siya man akong inspiration. Dili na siya inspiration dahil dili na siya hangin. Okay? Banto meron mga babae hiligig, mga hangin ng mga tao. Next, expiration is when air exits the lungs or the system. Then ventilation is the body is controlled by the brain through the phrenic nerve. Kailan mo phrenic nerve? Phrenic nerve. So the phrenic nerve is a bundle of nerves found in your lungs and is directly connected to your respiratory center. Okay? So asa man ang respiratory center sa brain? Respiratory center. So it's a combination of the pons, the medulla oblongata, and some parts of the hypothalamus. Okay? Silang nagtulod yun ang mga respiratory center. One detects the amount of carbon dioxide, the other dictates the amount of air needed to happen. Okay? So if ever you hold your breath, it's actually the phrenic nerve that is sensing your di ba, when you hold your breath, there is a buildup of carbon dioxide, right? So once you have a buildup of carbon dioxide, your brain will pick that up, then will tell the pons to please do not hold your breath. Okay? So it's actually the phrenic nerve that is responsible. By the way, students, usa sa nasa problem if you smoke, di ba, sige mong inhale of carbon dioxide, right? I-inhale na ninyo, literally, ang inyong phrenic nerve ma-desensitize to the carbon dioxide. So, lahi na imong mechanism for breathing. Mao na usahay, if too much ka mag-smoke, there's a chance that if mo ginawa kag laom din, daghan yung oxygen, you stop ka breathe. Because, tingaman yung body na, daghan naman yung oxygen, so it's just not breathing. Literally, makalimot ang imong body, cool kayo. Cool kayo, kasi Captain TV, it's so cool. Bahita na rin, makalimot kayo ginawa ba? Literally, nagtamo na yun na, guys. Tinood na. Labi na, masobrahan ng hatag ng oxygen. Makilimot ang ginawa yung body. Okay? Ventilation is the process by which air is moved into the inspiration and out of the lungs expiration. Alveolar ventilation is a more specific term that refers to the movement of air into or in or out of the alveoli. Okay, but we'll be focusing more on the lung level tension. Nakaya ba? Oh yeah. Gusto sila mo ba na? Sige, okay lang. Okay? Ventilation is a critical component of this function. Panting is a mechanism to dissipate heat. Okay? Listen. Ventilation, movement of air. Panting, dissipation of heat. Masa to? Ventilation, movement of air. Panting, dissipation of heat. Okay? Panting ba? Dissipation of heat. Okay? So, panting is characterized by increased ventilatory rate but with a reduced tidal volume. Volume of air moved during each breath. Alveolar ventilation increases minimally in panting animals because the increase in air movement is primarily in the upper airway. Okay? So, naka-different na. When you say ventilation, it affects the entire airway. When you say panting, it only affects the upper airway. So that, one not all the time that an animal that is panting always results in respiratory problems. Okay? So, example, sa clinic, muari ang dog. Haladok, nag-pneumonia yung dog, hindi na ito bakunahan. Yang hindi din, inaabot sa clinic, alas 11 is bunta. So, may di magpanta na puting inita. Ha? So, there is a difference, and you should know the difference. Okay? The airways are considered to be anatomical dead airspace. Physiologic dead space includes anatomical dead space and any alveoli in which normal gases exchange do not occur. Okay, so students, last na ito na lesson, the difference between dead air versus physiologic dead air. Okay? Ano, dead air. Okay? So students, when we talk about anatomic dead air space, that refers to the dead air space due to your physiology and anatomy. Example, never jud na ang trachea baka air exchange. Never can your nose perform air exchange, right? So that is considered anatomically dead air, meaning by the rules of anatomy, that type of tissue cannot perform dead air space. Okay? But physiologic dead air space, that applies to alveoli. Okay? Students, you have alveoli, right? They are areas of gas exchange, right? So students, not all the time your alveoli are functioning. Example, karon naglingkod lang mo. Compared if nag-jogging mo karon. It's obvious to say that some activities require more oxygen than others. Am I correct? Yes. So meaning, in order to save effort and kanang blood, what it does is if you are in an activity of less oxygen demand, some of your alveoli will actually close. Sila na sila. And once they close, kung may mahitabo daw, they are considered physiological dead air space. Yes, Doc Phil, they are alveoli. They're supposed to function for air exchange. But as of the moment, the body does not require that alveoli to be functional. So, ang same sa body, yung pangmon. You wait when you are needed. Okay? So that alveoli cannot anymore exchange air. So considered siya as a physiological dead air space. Okay? So this is based on necessity. This is based on anatomy. Okay? Did you follow? Follow the students? Follow that? Okay. So, time check. 47 ba? 47. Kaya ba? Bitaw, time check. Tayo pa. Last na lang din. Let's just skip this part for a while, okay? Okay. So students, question lang. A brief summary lang. How does air enter your lungs? Why does air enter your lungs? Para din na akong ganahan may gawa niya ng law. The bottom line is, why does air enter our lungs? Then, why? Why man? Diba? Air is everywhere, right? I think. But why does air enter your lungs? Pati na din akong drawing eh. Guys, forgive my drawing na lang ha. Diba? When does air enter our lungs? When? During inspiration. Diba? So during inspiration, it is active. It requires ATP. Also, the muscle around the lung contracts and elongates. What's that? It contracts and elongates. Meaning, if this is the muscle of the lungs, when it contracts, instead of doing this, it will become this. Right? So what's that? This is the muscle of the lungs. When you inspire, it will contract. But instead of contracting, it will elongate. Mudakot siya. So now, what does that happen? Okay? When the muscle of your lungs elongate nila, imagine this is attached to your lungs. And when you elongate, mutaas yung lungs. Iyan stretch yung lungs, right? Stretch niya yung lungs. When that stretching happens, students, volume increases during inspiration. Like I said, from this, you do this, right? So meaning volume increases. What happens to the pressure? Pressure decreases. And when pressure decreases, when the lungs are elongated to a certain extent, that the pressure becomes negative. When the pressure becomes negative, what's may buhaton sa hangin? Musulod. Because air is governed by pressure. And pressure follows a gradient. From an area of high pressure to an area of low pressure. Okay? If low pressure that is when air enters the lungs. And mind you, the lungs at a certain point should be maintained at a negative pressure. Nga naman daw? Ha? Nga naman? You will learn more of that in your laboratory. You bring balloon. Balloon ha, magdamong balloon sa iyong laboratory, ha? Alcohol, swabs, and balloon. Or any plastic will do. Pero mas nindot yung tawag yung balloon. Okay? Because students, when it's getting negative of pressure or what happens to the lungs, if the pressure is equalized, you will suffer a condition. If ma-equal ganit sa outside environment, imagine na ang balloon. Imong buhian ang balloon. Sabi mo mo sa balloon. All the air will come out, right? And if that happens to your lungs will collapse. A condition known as atelectasis. That is why students, if dunggapon ka sa imong lungs, the pressure from the environment and your lungs will become equal because namin igawas pa ng hangin, right? It will try to equalize. So what happens is your lungs will shrink or your lungs will collapse. A condition known as atelectasis. Very good. Atelectasis. Okay. So unsa to? During inspiration, your muscles of the lungs, such as your diaphragm and your external intercostal muscles, will elongate. Once that happens, pressure decreases, volume decreases, volume increases, pressure decreases. Once that happens, the negative pressure will attract the air from the high pressure environment. Okay? So ito man na ang air busod. How about if mo expire na ka? So students, mura na siya rubber band. Okay? Mura na siya rubber band. Okay? So remember, kung sa tibaton, sa lungs, during one, mo elongate, right? So once during expiration, it does not require ATP. It is an effortless environment. Okay? So what happens is, remember, your lungs is filled with air. And once the respiratory muscles relax, Kung inani ang contracted, ang relaxed kay inani, right? What will happen to the lungs? So, from here, during inspiration, to here, during expiration. So, during expiration, the volume decreases, the pressure increases, so the air from your lungs in the high pressure state will go outside to the atmosphere, which has a low pressure state. And that is how the air in your lungs enters and leaves your lungs. Did you follow? Kuha na ninyo. So, sa to, kung inhale, stretch. Elongate. Kung exhale, compress. Kung bumalik na siya sa iyahang normal na state. Okay? Did you follow? Follow na? So, see you later. I will see you again Thursday, right? Yes, Thursday. Okay?